Hey y'all, we have 17 orders to pack today, all things that sold on eBay. But first I want to show you my ultimate yard sale find this weekend. I paid $8 for this light and I needed one, so it worked out great. Our first item to pull is a mini Baby Bliss hair straightener. I picked it up at a yard sale for $1 and it sold for $14.95. This next item's fun, and it's something I had multiple quantities of. I picked up a whole stack of these Kellogg's cereal mascot stickers at a yard sale. I paid $1 for the whole stack, so they worked out to be less than a nickel a piece. And I sold a single sheet for $2.25 with free shipping. I love going to the toy bin. Here we have a lot of 4 metal die-cast cars. They're vintage ones, companies like Tootsie. I really like the fire truck. I paid $1 for these at an estate sale and they sold for $19.95. Next up is another estate sale find. I don't know about you, but I love finding new old stock vintage items at estate sales. Sometimes the packaging is just too cool. Takes you back to a time and a place. These are some vintage 1980s latex cleaning gloves. I paid 50 cents and they sold for $19.95. This next item I already packaged up just because there's a lot of pieces and I didn't want anything to get lost. But it's a vintage Japanese made silverware set. 36 pieces with black handles. I paid $3.99 at the thrift store and it sold for $42.95. The 80s kid in me loves this next sale, and fun fact, I actually got this on Dibdit from the Commonwealth Picker, if you follow him. It's a vintage Star Wars Ewok plush made by Kenner in the 80s. We gotta take a moment for him to tell his friends goodbye. A viewer told me that she does that with her plush, and I absolutely loved it. I paid $4 for this guy on Dibdit, and he sold on best offer for $16.80. This next item is one of those things that you just kind of throw in your pile at an estate sale, so I'm going to say I paid $0.25 for it, but obviously wasn't charged individually for this item. We have to hunt around a little to find it. This is a Trump Hotel and Resort wine corkscrew. Kind of one of those little promotional giveaways hotels have for their guests. And like I said, probably paid about $0.25 for it, and it sold for $8.95. This next item's pretty cool. A very good friend of mine had a mother-in-law that collected cat figurines, and she gave me a bunch of them. She just wanted to get them out of her house. So I actually got it for free. And this is a Siamese Otagiri porcelain cat, and it sold for $9 on best offer. This is another one of those, if you're around my age, you probably remember this item. When I saw this in the thrift store, all the memories came rushing back and I had to grab it. It's scary stories to tell in the dark. I paid 49 cents for it at the thrift store and it sold for $21.95. Next up is a lot of vintage promotional cereal spoons, those color changing kind you used to get, and I believe there's also a little Caesars one in here. Yep, there he is in the purple. I got these at a church sale last summer and I paid $0.25 for the bag. They sold for $15.95. Okay, fun fact about me. I have collected Pez dispensers since I was 12 years old. I'm 41 now. So, naturally, as a collector, you tend to acquire lots of that item, even duplicates. This is the Flintstones set of 4, and I sold them for $5.35, considering them free because they were personal items. Last summer, I went to a yard sale, and a gentleman was selling these really cool vintage ice buckets that had advertising on them. He only wanted $1 a piece for those ice buckets, so I had to snatch them up. It sold for $22.45. Pretty cool, nifty orange ice tray inside. This next item's pretty funny to me. I picked it up last weekend at the 100 Mile yard sale, a couple 100 miles away from my house. It's a Navy Challenge coin from the Virginia Beach Air Show, which is only a few miles from my house, and it's actually going to somebody else who lives in Virginia Beach, so nice to ship to somebody local. I paid $1 and it sold for $18. Alright, we're going back to the Pez bin. you're probably going to end up seeing quite a few Pez dispensers go out in my orders. So again, this is a free personal item, and it is a set of Aladdin and Genie Pez dispensers, and I sold them for $5.35. Not all Pez is worth very much, but fun to sell nonetheless. And this is a thrift store item. It's a coffee mug that I picked up at a local thrift store, and it says after coffee on one side, before coffee on the other. Classic cartoon / comic opus. Paid 59 cents and it sold for $14.95. We had another CD sell from that giant collection I bought at the thrift store, which I paid 99 cents a piece for. And this one sold for $9.95. And for our last item of the day, something I absolutely almost always pick up when I find them for the right price. I love vintage sun catchers. As you can see, I have quite a few here for sale. This is a beautiful peacock, and my mom actually found it at the estate sale we went to, and she just knew I had to get it. I paid $1 and it sold for $13.45. So altogether today, we're shipping out 17 packages. Our total cost of goods was $16.11. That's $259.95 in eBay sales. Not a bad day at all. As I've said before, the key is to buy low. You can sell almost anything on eBay, but you want to make sure that you're buying it for low enough that you're going to turn a profit. These were also really easy items to ship, so the packing was pretty light today. That's always an added bonus. So make sure you're checking the smalls when you go out thrifting and yard sailing into estate sales. You never know what somebody's on the hunt for to say, hey, I had that too.